everybody, it's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show 24-hour a day, back from our break. Remember, you guys can always tune in to KBR Sports on Rival TV, Spreaker, iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Also, remember, you guys, to follow our KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_sports. And remember that also, you guys can always call in at 571-991-0566. And you can chat with us live during the show. Excuse me. By writing us messages during the show so we can engage in chat and see what you guys think about all the sports topics we're discussing. Live update for the game right now. Clemson's
7-0.
Losing 7-0. They're
on
back
pace to
on
lose by 28.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Come on. They're back on their own 7 as there's a flag on the play. But before the break, I alluded to a certain super duel that had issues that over the summer and everything like that. Being Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and a lot of blame for that split fell on Russell Westbrook.
I would say majority of the blame.
Yeah, but pretty much it was all Russell Westbrook put on. It was all put on Russell Westbrook's shoulders. But off camera, guys, Nigel came up, or off mic. Nigel came up with Nigel. You asked the question of what you think about actually the dynamic of the Oklahoma City culture, and who do you think more instituted that?
The isoculture.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong.
Just give some background. To
the question. So what do you want me to do?
Just give some background to your question.
The question. So OKC had
didn't ask your question.
The tendency to play one-on-one basketball towards the end of games, or even during the game. Actually, they were bottom in assists not bottom in assists, but like they were average for an assisting team for majority of their seasons together. They didn't pass the ball as much as other great teams did. And a lot of the ISO blame fell on Scott Brooks. Then once Scott Brooks left, last year it was Russell Westbrook it fell on. And then we saw against Memphis, final shot, Kevin Durant called
for the Warriors.
Sorry. Kevin Durant now on the Warriors. Comes up the court, calls for the ball. Steph tosses it to him reluctantly. And then runs and sets a weak pick. And just obviously disagreeing with the Kevin Durant calling his own number, and disrupting the rhythm in the play. And Kevin Durant takes a garbage 3-point. Let's just be honest, a terrible 3-point attempt. Clanks it. Draymond Green gets in his face, yells at him a little bit, and that was it. So my question is, does Kevin Durant deserve more of the blame for the ISO heavy culture in OKC?
Well, I'll answer and retort to you.
I hope so.
Kevin Durant was there first.
He was there first.
He was drafted before Russell Westbrook. No surprise to anybody. And Kevin Durant set a tone while he was there. Whereas with Scott Brooks eventually came in, Scott Brooks did allow the stars to play as stars. But I will say one thing, that Kevin Durant, it's unbeknownst to everybody that the fact that Kevin Durant came in as a pure scorer. That's one thing. That's the best thing Kevin Durant can do. He scores the basketball amazingly. But as a scorer, you're not exactly getting the rest of your players involved. And Kevin Durant, a lot of his scoring comes off of his own ability. Everything he does alone by himself. And so then you draft a guy like Russell Westbrook, who was not a point guard coming out of college. It was actually a shooting guard, but was shifted to point guard because of his height, stature, and athleticism. Oklahoma City thought he could be a good point guard. Since Russell Westbrook came in, he hasn't averaged under 6.7 assists. For a guy that wasn't a point guard at first, he's adjusted to the role of point guard to the best of what you would say.
Well,
a guy, yeah, you know what I'm saying, for pretty good for a guy that wasn't a point guard at first.
Anytime you name yourself as a top 3 point guard, you did pretty well for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that if I had to divide it up into percentages, I mean, the point guard does run the offense. They do choose to flow the offense, but once the point guard gives the ball up to whoever else. Now Russell Westbrook, he does have his own things that he does when he he'll call a screen or whatever. He'll just go berating into the paint like a mad hammer. But if he gives the ball to Kevin Durant, the ball doesn't move after that, or they do movement and Kevin Durant catches the ball and holds it or something like that, then that's more on Kevin Durant than it is on Russell Westbrook. And since he was the guy that was there beforehand, before Russell Westbrook got there, I would say that the culture was made around Kevin Durant rather than Russell Westbrook. The culture was made around a scorer rather than a LeBron James who was a passer. So I know it's not fair to compare the two. It's not. You gave me a look that's like, Why to look?
Because it's stupid. It's a stupid notion that LeBron's not a scorer. I hate
no,
that.
Because don't get me wrong when I'm saying he's not. It's like me saying Chris Paul's a passer.
I get what you're saying. It's this like stigma that LeBron's like. He's not a scorer first. No, it's not. He's not a scorer first. LeBron's a scorer first. LeBron's always been a scorer first.
Yeah, but
he just happens to be a unselfish teammate.
For me, it's like when I say Chris Paul as a scorer. That's like when I say Chris Paul as a passer. Chris Paul can score. Average 20 points.
That's different though, because Chris Paul is not like top 5 in scoring every year. LeBron's top 5 in scoring every year.
He's not. But the thing is, LeBron's also way bigger than Chris Paul, and Chris Paul takes way less shots.
That's my point. LeBron takes the shots.
So you say Chris Paul's pass first and score first?
No, I mean I wouldn't say like pass first is a weird statement to make because he's not. Like you say, you average 20 points. You're not just you're not out here looking to pass. Rondo is like a pass first point. If anything, Chris Paul is just a combo guard who's been underrated as a combo guard.
Mm-hmm. So first, maybe a better comparison was John Wall.
No,
a guy that kind of gets regulated as.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you say pass first guys, I think of like Rubio. I think of Rondo. I think of kind of getting phased out of the league, so I'm trying to even think of one like an Andre Miller or something like that, who's legitimately not looking to score, just looking to pass. Chris Paul was the number one option on his team. Yeah, LeBron has been one of the best scorers in history. So it's like it's weird to say that those guys aren't scorers like Durant or anything like that when he is. But I get what you're saying though, that he's a playmaker on top of that as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Kevin Durant didn't become, I would say, a really passer of the basketball until he worked out with LeBron that one summer. I think he lost him in the finals. 2012, 2013. He started trying to make his game all around because he started hating people just branding him just a scorer. Mm-hmm. So I'd say that for a majority of Kevin Durant's career, he's been a guy that's just been a scorer.
I mean, he still is just a scorer, essentially.
Yeah, he is. You know what I mean? But LeBron, everywhere LeBron's gone, he's been that guy that elevates his teammates, kind of thing. Where Kevin Durant, he hasn't exactly been that guy. Yeah, allegedly. But LeBron or Kevin Durant hasn't exactly been that guy. As we see, Russell Westbrook is doing that now with OKC. Granted, Russell Westbrook does do a lot of ISO out of it.
But a lot of ISO.
It's very ISO heavy. But that culture was made, I think, by Kevin Durant. So I mean, if I had to divide it into percentage, I'd say he's about 55-45. How about you?
See, media people are always trying to just put enough blame on a bunch of people instead of just grouping it all together.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and try and give you a percentage or anything like that because I don't think there's any. We're not in a meeting with them. We don't know what Kevin Durant's saying. We don't know what Russell Westbrook's saying. But he deserved. Kevin Durant got no blame essentially for people when he ever the ISO. Well, Russell Westbrook needs to do a better job. It needs to pass the ball more so everybody can pass the ball more. Kevin Durant loves. I always say this. Kevin Durant loves some ISOs. Kevin Durant loves to ISO himself. Mm-hmm. So, and people just Russell Westbrook ISOing. Scott Brooks is calling the play for him. ISO. No, Kevin Durant just loves ISOing. And what happened when the Warriors game? Exactly what happened. That was happening in OKC. He loves in the games. Loves the ISO. Middle of the games, loves the ISO. Man, for good reason, he's one of the best ISO scorers in the league. But on a team like the Warriors, where ball movement's been a thing for the past 2 years, leading the league in assists the last 2 years, leading the league in passing, just passes and attempts the last 2 years, in terms of touches the last 2 years. Going there and then calling your own number first of all when Curry was actually having a good game. Have 40.
Yeah.
And Kevin was terrible in the clutch. So it's been terrible in the clutch so far this season. Calling his own number when Curry obviously wanted to run a play. Draymond Green was telling him to run a play. And then Curry throws it to you like he doesn't really want to run. Doesn't really want to give it to you. And then you're like, oh well, it's my time to shine. And you take that terrible shot. Then obviously some of those things that happened in OKC happened to be because of Kevin Durant.
And it's like you give exactly the right like. The Warriors lead in assists, field goal percentage, offensive efficiency, points.
Not even in those stats, but just the passing stats. In terms of everything, in terms of passes per game, touches per game, assists per game, assist rate, all that stuff they lead. They're all either 1 or 2 in those categories.
And Kevin Durant's the most efficient he's ever been in his career
because
he's in that Warrior system, and it's like when you see things like that, like you revert when they say when you're in a moment of crisis, you revert to your natural instinct. Kevin Durant's natural instinct throughout his career has been to ISO. You saw it on display right there, and this is where we talk about part of Kevin Durant's efficiency. He took bad shots on his own. In OKC.
Sorry to cut you off again. But the game 6 and 7, go look at those games. I mean, it's just Kevin Durant taking terrible ISO shots.
Like literally, and you like that pull up 3. He had Zach Randolph on him.
That's what they were saying. The issue was that if he had just run the play like he was supposed to, it could have gotten a switch where he would have had Mike Conley on him and Steph Curry would have had Zach Randolph on him. Yep. So it's like you would have had 2 mismatches instead of you taking a contested 3.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that I think. Granted, I'm not saying that the way OKC's the debacle and everything, the way they broke down was all. I'm not saying it wasn't all Kevin.
It was definitely a shared.
It was a combination of both, and I do believe coaching has some part to play in it.
It does,
because if you start your career with Greg Popovich or Steve Kerr and they're hammering down, guys, we were playing team ball. We're a team ball with really talented team players. If you guys are emphasizing that throughout the whole time, I don't think you develop an ISO mentality. But at the same time, I mean, even in that team ball, they do have ISO moments where Steph Curry ISO.
Yeah. You're gonna have ISO. That's gonna happen.
They do it in the flow of the game.
Yeah.
They don't do it like that. That literally slowed down everything. You know what I mean? They'll do an ISO where Steph Curry, he's bringing the ball up the court or something like that, and then they're still running the play.
Yeah.
It's just that Steph Curry realizes I have this guy. He's off his feet or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
and just to give you a quick, Sean's way off. To give you a quick, when I say he's been bad in clutch, 2 for 9 in clutch time inside 5 minutes within a 5-point game on ISO shots. He's 2 of 9 and 7 of 25 overall in clutch time shooting. 3 of 12 in the final 2 minutes of a close game.
Hold on 1 second. Say it one more time.
He's 2 of 9.
Say all of them stats again.
Okay.
Say them all again.
He's 2 of 9 in clutch time. ISO situations, he's 2 of 9 inside 5 minutes with 5 minutes within a 5-point game. Then overall in clutch time, he is 7 of 25. Inside of that, he's 3 of 12 within 2 minutes.
Now, those of you, I'm not using this to take a shot at Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
But for those of you who always said, I mean, I'm not saying Russell Westbrook is any better because I saw Russell Westbrook
is garbage.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook is just as bad, worse actually. But
Russ
I'm saying,
is trash.
For those of you that said Kevin Durant needs to take every shot in the fourth quarter, evidently that's not always the case.
You're talking to a specific person or a specific people.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm talking to specific people. It's pretty much half the NBA populace that believe Kevin Durant is all of a sudden this Michael Jordan guy in the fourth quarter when he's really not. LeBron James, and the same people that think LeBron James isn't clutch in the fourth quarter either. LeBron James is actually way more efficient than Kevin Durant, way more efficient than Russell Westbrook, way more efficient than.
To be fair, everybody's more efficient than Russell Westbrook in the clutch. I mean, I love Russell Westbrook, but he's garbage in the clutch. Like he is really bad.
I'm just like people. I always say, pull a blind off your eyes, man. Just if you want to really be revealed to how your players play in all facets of the game. I mean, you just really got to delve in deep into the stats and just watch them play. Like you see the shot selection Kevin Durant takes sometimes. I mean, he played a part in OKC's ISO culture. I know the point guard does run the offense. But if the offense if the coach's offense is primarily ISO, what are you gonna do? Run ISO. All right, y'all. We're gonna go on to our next topic. Where we're gonna talk about the Cavaliers acquiring Kyle Korver and how that impacts the landscape of the NBA playoffs and possibly the NBA Finals rematch. Stay tuned, y'all. It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show you start today.
This game is kind of boring.